I'm running on no hours of sleep.
I'm hungry.
That is like a tourist nightmare.
So,
oh no,
we're barely holding it together today for this video, but we're filming it anyway because you guys asked sex questions and we are going to answer them because we are your queer fairy godmothers. And the queers need sex ed.
Check out Sex Ed by the Hemis.
True. Shameless self promo. If you don't know me, my name is Keara. This is my wife, Lauren.
Howdy.
We're going to be answering your questions from Instagram today. And if you want to follow us both on Instagram, the links are on the screen as well as below. And our music link is below as well. There's actually a lot of really good ones on here.
Hold on, let me get my towel. I'm sweating. Okay.
I know I say that every time. I'm like, there's some good ones on here.
Why'd you take your arm off?
Oh.
I'm mask.
It's my mask.
You're my mask.
You're my mask. Yeah, you're gonna get lipstick. It looks good though. It's a neutral color, so. No, it looks great. Okay. So, Lauren, since you have ripped forearms and hands,
oh no.
Maybe you can answer this question. Someone asked.
Wait, should I show? I don't know.
Lesbian
There's
arms.
the forearms. There's the forearms.
Show the fingers. Show the fingers. Lesbian fingers. Literally the other day, Lauren was like,
I've been working
Keara, you're getting lesbian fingers.
No, Kira's fingers were so tiny when I first met them, and now getting tick.
Someone said, finger/wrist stamina. I can't maintain it for more than 5 minutes because I get pain/fatigue.
5 minutes is a long time.
Okay, the first thing that popped into my head is are you doing the same repetitive motion? Because if so, that's very valid that your wrist/fingers would get sore. So maybe switch up. Switch it up.
Tip and trick. If you catch yourself running out of energy, there's this thing called edging. And what edging is basically can I say?
Yeah.
I do it to Keara. One.
Bitch, I do it to myself.
Me too. Edging is when a person that you're with is getting ready to climax, but you kind of stop.
Or slow down.
Down. And then it's kind of like a temptation. It's tempting.
It's a tease.
Yeah, it's a tease.
Yeah.
That's the right word. And that kind of gives you an opportunity to go slower or maybe brush your hand somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or use your mouth or something else. So then you can give your arms a break.
Also, lesbian sex is not just about flicking the bean the whole time. You're not gonna be, that's not the whole entire.
Use that tongue.
That's not, okay. You can do other things. I want you to kiss my ear.
Don't go straight for it.
Don't go straight for it. You know what I mean? So it's you don't have to be tiring out your hand.
Honestly, the more you do it, the more you'll get an endurance. It's like running.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. It comes with practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you need to do finger push-ups.
No. I feel in the mask community, people are look at my fingers, look at my muscles. It's no. That does not define if you're good in bed. You could have the strongest muscles ever and you could not be good in bed.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
You don't need to change your body to have the stamina, and say you are tired. Communication.
Next question. We can talk about the topic. Breaking out of the heteronormative top and bottom bullshit.
Oh my god.
We were just talking about this. We were just talking about how it's so fucking stupid. How it's in the lesbian community, you have to,
are you a top or you a bottom?
and then you have to stick to that thing. And there's all these expectations that come with each label. And it's just drop it. Just drop it. We are not straight couples. So it's don't try to act like one.
Period. Also, there's this big thing with top and bottoms. Top's the dominant. You know who's controlling the situation? The bottom.
Yeah.
You know who's the submissive in that situation? The top. People have this all wrong. It's if I'm topping, you got all the power.
Yeah.
You're doming. I want you to feel good.
Yeah.
I am submissive to you. What do you want? What do you need?
Exactly.
You can be a top for one point in your life, and then you can be a bottom.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use top and bottom because people understand what that means. When you start getting intimate, ask yourself what I want to give or what I want to receive. That's what it is. It's
That's
not
more
top
so
or
what it
bottom.
is.
It's
Yeah.
do I want to give today? Do I want to receive? Do I want to do both?
True.
Okay, that's cool. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out how we want to go about it.
It fluctuates just everything everything else in this life. This is kind of like going off of what you were just talking about. Someone said, between neurodivergency and SA trauma, I'm struggling so hard with finishing by myself and with my long-term partner. I know that finishing isn't the goal, but do you have any advice?
Relatable. The first thing that comes to me is focus on yourself. Only you know how you feel because of what you've been through. Get familiar with your body, figure out what you like, what you love. Like there could be something that like is missing and that you need to figure it out yourself. Like self-exploration is so fucking important. Like I cannot stress it enough. I think it's really important to feel safe with yourself before letting anyone else in that space. And I know you're in a long-term relationship with a partner, but honestly, like if you just communicate that, I don't know how your partner's gonna respond or whatever, but just like communicating like, hey, been through some things. I need to figure out what I like and who I am in bed.
I think that going off of what you said, safety is like such an important thing right now, is feeling safe. You may be physically safe, you may know like logically that you're safe, but your body still holds so much trauma and your body might not feel safe. So focus on safety. If you don't want to have sex or finish or have sex for a long time, like do what you need to do. And I know that there's pressure when you're in a long-term partnership. I get that too. It's like you want to finish and you feel like your partner wants you to finish, but it's totally understandable that you can't get there right now. And like you said, it's not about finishing, but also know that like you're on your healing journey, okay? Like everything goes like this and one day you might feel a lot different. So just keep prioritizing yourself, your safety, your well-being, and your pleasure.
Damn, we are this.
We're chatter.
We're sex fairy.
We kind of are. I'm coining it. And again, I said this in the last video, and if you want to go see the last video, I'll link it below. But these are all our own experiences. Take our answers with a grain of salt. You don't have to take into account anything we say. We're just trying to help out based on our own experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are not experts.
Okay, this phrase bothers me so much, and I recently I just fucking hate that people keep perpetuating this notion.
I'm like clenching so hard right now because I don't know what it is.
Someone said how to avoid lesbian bed death and no sex at all. Lesbian bed death is a fucking fallacy. It's just something to scare people. It's a fear tactic and I don't like it.
That was like going on in your head.
No.
You read that word, it's like, Okay, wait. I need to get a little educated. Is it like people think of this before they get in a relationship? Like, are they scared of it happening in their relationship? Or are they like, I'm experiencing it?
I think people are scared of it. Okay. Like it's some demon that's like, hovering over the lesbian couple and it's like, I could attack at any time.
Okay, I have a download.
Okay, what's your download?
You do not need to have sex to have a very successful and loving relationship. For one, you can be in a relationship and not have sex for 6 months and then have sex after 6 months and be totally in love and totally fine. Yeah. Everyone has different like drives and like stuff like that, and that's where communication comes into play. But lesbian bed death, yeah, okay. When you first get into a relationship, it's very exciting. You're getting to know the person, you're getting to know like, it's just a whole new experience. As you get to like be with someone for a long time, you start to experience like deep shit with them.
Like a pandemic.
Oh, we've been through so much, honey.
I know.
I love us.
I know.
There have been times where like we're like, oh my gosh, are we not gonna have sex as much as we used to and stuff like that? But we also consider sex is different now. It's different from when we first like began.
It's different. So different.
Like sex adapts, it moves, it changes. If you're having a period where you're not having sex, it does not mean that you're not sexually attracted to each other. The whole lesbian, what is it?
Bed death.
I almost said deathbed. I don't even know why that exists.
I think it's meant to
started that.
Maybe the creators of this word were trying to like reference women who have relationships with women or AFAB folks. We have such like deep emotional connections. Speaking from experience, that component is oftentimes like way more important in the relationship. And maybe that's the case for you. I don't know if that's like a common lesbian thing, but I think that there's a lot of other components that come into play in the relationship that are more important than sex. Oh, I said it. I said it. Sex is not the fucking be all and end all. Someone asked, where can I find lesbian corn made for anything but men? I am sick of the we're doing it for the boys thing. They're trying to say, where can I find lesbian corn that isn't made for men? You'd be surprised at how many ethical corn sites there are, as well as spicy audio sites, apps.
Yeah, there's like, Dipsea.
I was just gonna say Dipsea. My favorite place for spicy entertainment, specifically spicy audios, is Dipsea. If you're looking for female created content for queers, AFAB folks, and the like, Dipsea is your place. Dipsea is an app full of hundreds of short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. This is one of the only places where you can get this type of female created content and feel good about consuming the content. They bring so many different scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes, realistic characters, discover stories about second chance romances, adventure vacation flings, and hot and heavy hookups. There's a growing library of fantasy series with vampires, werewolves, Greek gods, historical fiction, which is one of my favorites, and fairy smut. New content is released every week, so in between listening to your favorite stories, you can go back and discover new ones. There's also self-touch series, moan audios, sleep stories, and wellness sessions as well. Dipsea offers a modern approach to romance with high quality and captivating audio fiction. For subscribers to my channel, which means you, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/Keara. That's DIPSEA stories.com/KEARA. It's on the screen. That's 30 days of full access for free, so you can check it out, see if you like it, see if this is the thing that you've been looking for. Dipseastories.com/Keara. I hope you like it. At times, dirty talk/any talk feels so forced in bed, and I don't know what to say. Any tips?
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. If the person's forcing you to do something that you don't want to do, leave.
Yeah, or just like communicate it. I feel like also like
so blunt.
This kind of comes back to like what we've seen in corn, where it's like there's like you have to sound a certain way and you have to be sexy and you have to say all the right things. It's not all like perfect and fluid and staged like that, and it doesn't have to be.
You look good in this.
Thank you. I feel very like daddy. No one touch me.
No one touch me. I have a bodyguard.
I feel like a bodyguard.
I get it though. Sometimes it does feel forced, and just don't do it.
Just don't do it if you don't want to do it.
Don't do it.
And you can say like normal things like,
Do you like this? Does this feel good?
Always
it
ask,
doesn't have
do
to
you
be
like this?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like,
Consent.
oh my god, yes.
That's a good run.
That was actually slay. Next question. How do you know if your partner finishes, and like, would you stop or keep going?
You gotta read body language, and also it's okay to act, like it's okay to talk like during sex. Like it's okay to like, did you finish?
Yeah.
And then if they're like yes or no, and then you'd be like, do you want me to keep going? And they will be like no or yes. Say stop if you need to, but like from my experience, like sometimes it's hard to like say like, because I'm a people pleaser. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like what we do is just say, did you finish? Point blank.
I was just going into detail.
What?
I was always gonna be like, well, we grab the other hand and we're like hold it still.
Oh, that's true.
Guess that's it.
Should we add that? I don't care. Do you
Okay.
care?
I feel like it's a good idea, like a way to like say if you're like scared of saying stop,
Yeah. Grab their hands
grab their hand.
and be like, I'm
If-
good.
If they're not using their hand and they're using a different part, like maybe like grab it and like push it away slightly.
I'm gonna
Eating a box.
Okay. Someone said eating the box when she got a big labia makes it a bit tougher. Eating the box means eating out. Okay.
My like autistic brain is like, why is she eating a box? Like I'm taking it too literally. I'm like, why is there a box? Like, is that a new kink? Like,
I don't personally think that having a bigger labia makes it tougher. I think there's actually more to play with there.
period. Yeah. Stuff your face in there. Like, what are you
Like,
doing?
just get in there. You know what I mean? It's
Get
like,
into it, yeah.
all
Doja Cat.
pussies are good pussies. All labias are good labias. There's so much to unpack there with like labia
Yeah.
size too. Like, I feel like there's a stereotype that like,
Oh, yeah.
you have to have like a picture perfect corn. See?
No. Be different.
Sometimes be different. Sometimes in porn, the people in it have gotten like surgeries to get it altered to look like that. What you see isn't always, you know, the reality for most AFAB folks.
I don't see how it'd be difficult.
Yeah.
I will add to that and be like, if you find it difficult, ask the person what they like. What do they want?
Like focus more on them and their
Yeah.
pleasure, not so much like you, because at the end of the day, like you are giving them pleasure. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Also, there's this whole thing about like this ego thing with like, I'm so good at eating out. I don't know. There's this like ego attached to it that's just unnecessary because it's like, it's good if the other person likes it. Make pleasure the measure.
I'm gonna give an eating the box tip. Act like you're making out with them. Be gentle.
Yeah, that's honestly such a good tip. It's like,
Make out with her.
make out with the pussy.
Make out with them.
Great tip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got that from one of my old friends. You know who you are.
That's all the questions we're gonna answer today. Let us know if you want a part 3.
Sex is on such a high pedestal. I'm just like thinking about earlier when you were like saying like sex isn't like the number one thing in our relationship, and that's so true.
It doesn't have to be. People place so much pressure on it, and I think that's also why we have so much stress around it and so many questions around it. You know what I mean? And like that's what makes it more difficult and like harder to enjoy it. Is all this pressure and stress about like, am I doing it right?
Stay communicated with
Keep
whoever
talking.
you're like getting with, and just like double check like, yo, are we like prioritizing this? Like,
And do you want to? Like,
Yeah.
do you know, like what are your priorities in this relationship? Like that's a good question to ask your partner.
what are your top 3 things that you like to do in this relationship? Eating out.
Like at a restaurant. Well, both, yeah. Let us know if this helped.
Farted.
Please comment below if this helped you and share it with any friends that you want to share it with. I love you and I'll see you next time.
Love you.
Go stream the Hemis.